All right, Meow. Hope you all are doing well on this fine Wednesday. We beat Bruno in Rad Red 4.1 Mono Water. We're going to now finish off the Elite Four, i.e. Agatha, Lance, and Rival. Lance is going to be very difficult. He's usually the hardest due to what he has. For example, Assault Vest Melmetal and Primal Dialga, which is shenanigans. And then sometimes I really get stuck on like 1 or 2 mon that Rival has. So for example, Assault Vest Velveeta or not Naganadel, the other one, Eternatus. So ideally we can beat it today, because I really don't want to have to go back to scratch and rebuild the team. I've gotten on a first try as far as Rival, and then I basically get stuck on 1 mon they have, and then I have to redo the whole thing. So here's hoping it's not that, because I do want to start mono normal today. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you've had a great Wednesday. I stream every Monday to Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Crime coverage, Pallas Cats, and Pokemon. All right, very good. Just wanted to get those things squared away, and now we're gonna dive right into it. Ideally, when I think of this, I want the normal Zoroark, i.e. the dark one, because U-turn will be good against it. Hey Taro, I hope you slept well. If you're ill, hopefully this helps towards your convalescence. I appreciate you stopping by. Right now, we're just pulling up the docs and such. Every Elite Four member has 2 Rad Red, every E4 member has 2 lineups. Oh, convoluted. Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. I feel very convoluted at times myself. So yeah, Indigo League, we're going down to Agatha. Ideally, we get the Zoroark team because U-turn will do a good bit of damage to Zoroark. Marshadow, you have to deal with him regardless. On my sides, I do love that for you. I think I probably will do 1 or 2 mono video before we pick up the fight. Fluttermane would be a pain. Chien Pao isn't going to be too bad. Mega Gengar won't be too bad. The hard part is when we get to Lance, because his teams are absolute shenanigans. And not even in like the cheeky way, you know. So let me see what we have for Pallas Cats. Ever a classic, it's synchronized scritching of Polly and Bull at Nasu Animal Kingdom. Let me start that from the beginning. I love it. It's like an Olympic sport. Also, the orange foot is hilarious. It's like a phone. Mush mush. Not on pallets, but I've seen Pallas Cats in boxes. I've seen Pallas Cats in like burlap sacks. Let me see if we can pull up the one of Grusha doing box stuff. Grusha inherited a box business. He's very proud. He's always making sure the package is ready for delivery. Not all of them are named, so it usually takes me a minute of going through them trying to find the right ones. the zoom in on the Pete's. Also, it's Lev. You can tell by the face and the dent. Gotta shake the Pete's to keep them warm. And that really pink nose of his. Just a very wholesome animal. I love that. This one comes from D Shoyu, very likely Twitter and Instagram. I also love the orange in his coat. And this would be at the Nasu Animal Kingdom in Japan because there's snow. It's winter. Honestly, that is a very good question. I'm sure there's a reason why they don't have fur on the beans, probably because the beans are like tactile sensation stuff, and fur on them would impede how they function. So until that one day happens, they have to keep their Pete's warm by shaking them to keep the blood flowing and sitting on their tail. I think this is one of Groosh attending his box business. It is, absolutely. It's got that triumphant anime music. He's such a good boy. And he lives up in Hokkaido in the north of Japan. It's a lot colder there overall. I also love the white socks that he's got going on. It reminds me of Nar and Az, rather than a cat like Dunzy who has the brownish beige boots. And yeah, I'm not sure why dogs saw fit to do the hard beans, whereas Pallas Cats still got soft beans. If they could speak, I'm sure they would let us know. This one's also hella wholesome. It's Nar and Az. Az is licking Nar's head. This was before the Minul, i.e. the Kanji 4, were born. Nar's got such a dirty head. He's been isolated for quite some time, and that makes me sad because his kittens don't even recognize him because they've only been with their mom. It must be an animal thing. It makes me sad, you know? And then this would also be at the Nasu Animal Kingdom in Japan. Yep, exactly. They're doing a big lick. Gotta keep them clean. Az is very much the loving and affectionate one compared to Nar. Nar's got sad boy hours a lot of the time. But they're both very beautiful cats. Now we're gonna take on Agatha. Agatha cheats also. She has 2 focus sash. Very cringe. We're only allowed 1, by the way. All right, so let's get it. We saved. We're leading with Iron Bundle. It's a Paradoxmon of Delibird. Relatively fast, water, ice. I don't think it's super affected by fire because water offsets. So we have a Citrus Berry instead. We have Taunt because if the AI has Taunt and sees you have a move like Taunt, the AI will use that first. So I'm trying to bait it into using a non-damaging move on the first turn, so I can do like a surf, then a U-turn, and kill it without having to take a lot of damage, since there's a good bit of fire coverage in Agatha's team. Also, Gizam made it to my team for E4 because I needed fairy coverage, and it blocking priority moves is very nice. I won't know which team it is until the illusion breaks, because that's what Zoroark does. All right. So we have this one, but we did bait the AI, which is what mattered. So let's see how we're doing this. So we have to deal with Roaring Moon. We have to deal with Chio. Yes. Yes, I am. No. To help with my stats, I've gone down to 2-hour streams instead of 4. So normally I probably would have been done by now easily. Water was one of the easier ones. As expected, Surge being the electric gym was by far the hardest. Okay, so it's gonna be this one. We're just gonna go Surf again. I don't want to pivot out yet. I do outspeed. That's why we went speed up nature. All right, so good. We're going to be doing mono normal next. There's some really good normal types, but their coverage is a bit shite because there's not a lot of normal other types that basically aren't like normal flying. So we know this is actual Gengar. I think I do still outspeed though. I'm gonna go Ice Beam to see if I get the Frostbite proc, which will do periodic damage and cut its special. I think I'm still faster though. I am. That, boy, that did not do anywhere near enough. So that's unfortunate. Next time, if I have to redo this, I'm gonna put Focus Sash. All right, so how do we want to play this? We're gonna go nice. We're gonna go Accelerock. I'm super disappointed that wasn't enough, but it's fine. Okay, Marshadow, we're relatively low HP, so it goes random move. I think it's gonna be... This probably kills. Yeah, it does. Okay. On the upside, it didn't do any bulk up shenanigans, so we need to kill it before it can bulk up. Also, a nice thing about Gazam is the fact that it has Dazzling, so it blocks priority moves. And this, what's it called? Fairy resists fighting. So we're gonna get the Shell Smash off. I'm not gonna get greedy though and double Shell Smash, because I worry it'll still do too much damage otherwise. Yep, not a fan. Oh, that's so lame. So that is a unintended... I was not sure exactly how Spectral Thief worked regarding stats, so I'm probably gonna have to reset on this one. Yeah, we're resetting. Okay, so at least now we know that if I'm up against Marshadow, I cannot buff, which is fine. And it also affords us the opportunity to Focus Sash the Iron Bundle instead. So I don't think anyone currently has Sash. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm not even gonna use the White Herb here because I know it's just gonna steal my buff if I go for it. So instead we'll go Kevia because poison. All right, let's see. Save again. We're gonna run that back. Same thing as before. We surf, he taunts, so we got the other team. We're still faster. Gengar again. We Ice Beam. We Ice Beam again. Already off to a better start. Okay, Chien Pao. This is probably... Sacred Sword. I mean, it's random move, but Sacred Sword would absolutely kill because it's fighting. It's a speed tie, I think, but I'm hoping because of my speed up nature, I'll be able to be faster. It's dark, so I'm gonna go U-turn. Okay, not bad. So it's random move. I want to go into someone that's gonna resist basically all of it or take a reduced amount of damage. If it's if it ends up going Sacred Sword, I don't really love that. So I think we're gonna go into Pompeii. Full Corona. It did go Sacred Sword. Okay. We're gonna go Flamethrower. Nice. That's huge. Fluttermane got the monster energy. Fluttermane is Fairy Ghost. Pretty much anything's gonna hurt. It will probably go Shadow Ball because fire resists fairy, fire resists fire, and Psyshock would be non-stab. Also, it's over 500 speed. Not ideal. But we could get chip damage, so I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, right, Assault Vest. Herp derp. So that's gonna be Flamethrower, and we hope we get the burn proc. We do not. So I want a clean swap here. All right. We don't outspeed, sadly. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go Kip. This, we're gonna go Earthquake because it doesn't have Levitate, unlike Mismagius. Moonblast is gonna hurt, but I don't think it kills. That's fine because I'm not a special attacker. Nice. Mars Shadow, not ideal. I might flip turn out. I think I'm gonna flip turn out. Bulk Up is scary though. Okay. So we do outspeed, but it still has priority moves. So I'm gonna go Gazam. I'm not gonna Shell Smash. I'm gonna go Moonblast. It instantly swaps out, which is fine. Goldango. Steel resists. On the upside, we do Shatter the Air Balloon. Fairy's weak to Steel, so we swap out here. We're gonna go... What is it gonna be? It's probably gonna be Make It Rain. It could also go for a Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot would buff its damage. Its Air Balloon is gone, so I kind of want to go Kip. And because it's Ghost, I can't hit it with Fighting. So I think I'm going to go Kip. Okay, that's terrifying. Yeah, not ideal. All right, Iron Bundle. I'm just going to go Surf. Not ideal, but Make It Rain is -2 special attack. So it's at +0. Non-stab. It's not going to do a lot. We're going to go Nice. We're going to go Earthquake. That's terrifying. All right, we got 2 flinches in a row. Well, 1 flinch. Air Slash. All right, so we got past Agatha. We can save. We want to lead with Iron Bundle again because we don't want Stealth Rock. So by having Taunt, the Aerodactyl will go for Taunt the first turn. And ideally, we get the Aerodactyl team because I don't feel like dealing with Garchomp. Okay, so... I think that's realistically fine. Instead of Citrus Berry, there's like 3 flyers, so we definitely want a Flying Berry. Lance has a lot of big threats. That Primal Dialga doing more damage, taking less super effective damage. Metal with the Assault Vest. Aerial 8 on Mega Salamence. It's unpleasant. There's also a good bit of steel, so we're getting rid of Kebia Berry. And we're gonna go Babbery. That's fine. Assault Vest is fine. Chopple, I think, is fine. We'll leave it as that, and then we'll adjust if we have to. Alright. So we got the Garchomp team, not ideal. Because it's probably gonna just Stealth Rock immediately. I do outspeed, so I can prevent the Stealth Rocks from coming out at least. Okay. Interesting that it stayed in. Oh, right. Focus Sash. That's huge, though. We avoided the Stone Edge. 90 accuracy. Anything less than 100 is 50% accuracy. So this is a good start. No Stealth Rock. Iron Bundle is still at full HP. Okay, Melmetal. This is probably Thunder Punch. It could also be double Iron Bash because super effective and chance to flinch. So we're gonna U-turn out. Okay. Melmetal's a beefy boy. I'm not pleased. Part of me wants to go Pompey because I know I can do super effective damage. But at the same time, it's gonna eat damage from the Thunder Punch. So I'm gonna gamble and go Pompey. Goes double Iron Bash. Ideally, no flinch. Flinch is cringe. It has a good chance of flinching because it's two separate hits and they can both roll a flinch. All right, so goes into Dragonite. We do break multi-scale, so it no longer takes reduced damage at full HP. Dragonite loves to Dragon Dance, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. Okay. I'm gonna try to poison it. Okay, so Dragon Dance, that's at least one Dragon Dance. Not a big fan of that. We didn't get the poison. Let's see, how do I want to play this? I think it will be low enough HP that we can, I mean, what does it probably want to do? It probably wants to Dragon Dance again. And then dual Wing Beat. I'm gonna gamble with Gazam. Okay. Oh, that's unpleasant. Yeah, so that's absolutely not the answer. Okay. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, Frostbite, that's huge. So, unlike Vanilla, where ice damage can make you freeze, in this it's basically a special attack version of Burn. Not that Melmetal cares about special attack, but periodic chip damage is always nice. So we're gonna U-turn out. We're gonna go back into Pompeii. Double Iron Bash, no flinch. We're gonna Flamethrower. This might kill. That's underwhelming. I'm gonna need to hold a Shuckaberry for this. We can finish him off though with Accelerock. Okay. Now it's Dialga. Dialga takes less damage from super effective moves, so you more or less have to go non-super effective if you want to do damage. This is where having Gorbis would have been really nice, because when it's not a dragon, when it's not a fairy, it goes for Roar of Time. So I'm not sure how we're gonna play this out yet. I think I'm just gonna go Mighty Cleave. Roar Time. We're gonna go Secret Sword. Roar Time again. Mighty Cleave. Oh, it did not do enough damage that time. Unfortunate. Okay, good. Primal Dialga down. Iron Juggalo, not a fan. Iron Juggalo's got Dark Hole, Aeroblast. Aeroblast is going to do a lot of damage. So if that's the case, this is still my best play, I think. I was too low. Okay, so we're going to go Ice Beam. Hopefully we get Frostbite. We get Dark Hold. We're still faster. That's huge. He's going to go E-Speed. So we got to go Kip. We live. Huge. I don't think we live this, sadly. I'm going to go Rock Slide again. Yeah, we don't. There's a chance, but I probably have to redo this fight. We got it. Hell yeah. 1 HP and a dream. You love to see it. Okay. So now it's Legato. I named my rival after the antagonist Legato and Trigun. All right. So now it's Casual, Ultra Beast, Pheromosa, Mega Metagross with the Tough Claws. He can flinch with Zen Headbutt. Meteor Mash really hurts. Yeah, I was a big fan of Trigun when I was younger. Velveeta with Assault Vest is very cringe. So I wasn't allowed to watch TV growing up. I had a friend in high school. We used to chill at his house. He had a lot of anime. So, like, I remember for my birthday, he gave me, like, a box set for Wolf's Rain. Another time he gave me, like, Trigun. He kind of got me into anime. Let's see. Eternatus is going to be annoying, but that's what we have Swampert for. And because we went water, he's going to have... it's going to be this team. This one is really scary because Miraidon is electric. Electric dunks on water. Hadron Engine sets electric terrain. Electric terrain automatically buffs any electric moves. He gets a 30% damage bonus as well because of the Hadron Engine. And then he also has Calm Mind, and it's disgusting. But I had to, because if there's a type of the monotype for a starter, I have to pick that one. There's no normal starters, so I'm going to pick a starter that will be best suited for me in mono normal. Okay. So I don't think I have any multi-hit moves, which means Pheromosa is going to be a pain to deal with. We need to not get a flinch off the Zen Headbutt from Metagross. Miraidon, Swampert basically needs to be the answer, and I'm not sure if it will. Velveeta, we need to use physical damage because Assault Vest makes it special tanky. Eternatus is a whole problem as well. And while Ditto is very silly, sometimes he copies a Mon with really good abilities, and it can be an issue. So we're gonna lead with Nice because priority move. We're gonna stick to Chople because it has a fighting move. We're gonna stick to Iron Bundle with a Focus Sash, I think. Pompeii, probably in, let's see. No ground moves. So I think we can get away with possibly Assault Vest. Granted, if I go Assault Vest, I can't use Will-O-the-Wisp. So I think if I'm committing to Assault Vest, I'm going to ditch Wisp for something else. Okay, let's see. Hydro Pump has poor accuracy, so that doesn't excite me. I'm going to go Scald for the chance to burn. We're going to stick to Assault Vest. Bojack. One flyer. I mean, we don't want to be against it, but so it's probably going to be a Psychic Berry instead. Payappa. which is basically papaya, but let's change, let's rotate the letters. All right. Gazam, we're gonna keep I think we keep Babbery Berry for now. More or less everyone's Gucci. So we're gonna save. Let's see how far we get. I'm pleased Lance was a cinch. Mainly because Lance usually takes hours. Alright, rival, let's go. So we... Oh, right, because it's fighting, so it won't be super effective. But Pheromosa is very squishy, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay? Nice. Huge. So Pheromosa gone. Metagross has a priority move. So I'm gonna swap out into... into Pompeii. And I'm gonna hope I don't get flinched. No flinch. Good. Well, that's a problem. So this is very likely a reset already. And we got flinched again. And he's gonna go Bullet Punch here. So we're gonna go Bojack. Ah, he preserves it. Okay. So Eternatus. This could be a dragon move. It could literally be anything. It could even be a boat. So knowing that, I'm gonna go Iron Bundle. We had to eat the Dynamax. Honestly, that's not bad. But I'm running out of answers, you know? I have the Sash, I think. Wait, do I? No, I have the Steel. I would have liked to have had a poison move here. Yeah, Kebia Berry is gonna be the answer. Okay, so that's not bad. Getting flinched from Metagross was a huge problem. So we're gonna change a few things. Right off the jump, we're going Citrus Berry on Pompeii. We are going Poison for Gazam. That'll more or less have to suffice. Let's see if we can do better this time. Do you have anything to look forward to, Taro, this week? We're going to Accelerock. We swap into Pompeii. I don't think we got flinched. Yep, instantly swaps out into Velveeta. We got the burn on Velveeta. That's huge. It's gonna probably go for Oblivion Wing or whatever, the move that puts you to sleep. So I'm gonna go nice and hope I don't die. I do die. Not ideal. All right, we're gonna go back. No, we're gonna go into Kip. We're gonna Rock Slide. I get slept. Mother of goodness. So this is already atrocious. This is probably a reset. Well, all right then. So that's a huge problem. Not bad though. Yep. All right, we want to go into Pompeii. Sadly, no. Yeah, this is very likely a reset. Too many sleep procs. Just not enough damage. Yep, that's a reset. Okay. We have to hope he doesn't get the sleep, and I may have to do sleep berries. Go team. Okay. Nice. Okay. I don't think we outspeed, sadly. So I'm gonna go into Pompeii. Nice. Metagross down. Okay. Earth Power. It kills me first, sadly. Feels bad. Okay. I wanted a clean swap. Ice Beam. Nope. Ice Beam. Not bad. We do outspeed. Ah, Sucker Punch. You hate to see it. This is probably a reset. Not enough mana left. This thing is very fast, so there's no world where we outspeed. So we did get some chip damage in, which was nice. But it's just not enough. Alright, so that was better. I feel like we're finding a way forward, but we're losing too many mon to get where we were, you know? Okay, so... I'm gonna start with Bojack and see how that goes. Bojack is a Keldeo with sharpness, so Secret Sword's damage is boosted. I'm just a break sash, you know? Ah, okay, so if we're gonna do that, we need to do a different one, which is honestly fine. Okay, that'll be Citrus Berry instead. We'll go Air Slash, then we'll finish it off with a Vac Wave, since Fighting Bug is 4 times weak to flying. Alright, so Air Slash, Vac Wave, in comes Eternatus. Okay, this is different. I may need to change the moveset here. Yeah, that's not ideal. Okay. Okay. So now that I'm low, it's gonna go Sucker Punch. I'm gonna swap into... Nice. Sucker Punch fails. Huge. Accelerock sadly does not kill. Okay, Yveltal down. It's gonna go for the, probably the Bullet Punch. I mean, I know it could be random move, but let's go into Kip. We got Zen Headbutt. We didn't even get a move off. That is unpleasant. Okay, nice. Ditto becomes Volcarona. I think it's a speed tie because it copies me. So that basically means... I don't fucking know. Okay, it went Sludge Bomb. Not the worst thing, but... Okay. We're in trouble. We're in so much trouble. So, I feel like that's actually winnable when I think about it. So, let's see how we can do differently. Like, that was our best one yet, and I love that for us. So, knowing that, I think I will go back to White Herb, because it will let me double Shell Smash with only a partial minus to my stats. This isn't bad, but I feel like I need something else. Okay. No. Iron Bundle. Okay. I already have a priority move, so I'm not super excited for a second one that wouldn't even scale well. No. Let me check the old box. Giggity. It's not bad. Maybe I grab it. The only issue is Iron Bundle is very much special attack oriented. Like, something definitely has to change, but I'm not sure what. Maybe I do go that. Yeah, I think that could work. No. I might actually have to un-mega Swampert and go for resist berry or something. Okay, we'll try it like that. All right, go team. So air slash, back wave, in comes Eternatus. He's gonna wanna go the Dynamax Cannon. Hold on a second, I'm gonna grab my cider. I didn't put booze in it this time. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow, I think. I got... Ha! That's a good one. I cited her for pointy elbows. But I took a gallon of local cider, threw in some Valencia orange pill, a cinnamon stick, and 5 packs of mulling spice. It's quite nice. So, this is gonna be the Dynamax Cannon. I'm reading this as. It was Dynamax. Problem is I can't stay in because it's gonna hit me with a poison move. So I think I go into Kip. We're gonna Earthquake. Huge. I'm low HP, so it's random move again. I'm going to gamble on it and hope I live. This needs to be enough, and it probably isn't. It was enough. Huge. Okay. Metagross, this is random move. Kip's not gonna live. We're gonna go Pompeii. Zen Headbutt. Double Zen Headbutt. No flinch. Sadly, it still has a priority move, so I think we have to swap out. I don't have a berry anymore, sadly. I'm gonna try Bojack and hope it doesn't go for a psychic move here. It did. That's a problem. Okay. So Velveeta. We're not a fan of Velveeta. We're gonna go with the Ice Beam. Maybe we get the Frostbite proc. We do not. This is gonna be Sucker Punch. Accelerock. Beautiful. Miraidon. It outspeeds anything I have, which is disappointing. I'm low enough that it's random move. Sadly, I don't have a priority move on Swampert, so I'm not gonna swap into that, I don't think. You know what? I'm not gonna get greedy. I'm gonna take the chip damage where I can. So it was Dragon Pulse, okay. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go Gazam. Shell Smash. Too much damage, okay. So I am not gonna be able to do any Shell Smashing, it looks like. That is unfortunate. This might be enough. It's It's not. It never is. All right, so I feel like were it not for that misplay with Gorbis, that absolutely could have been like goated on the sticks or something. So honestly, I'm not even gonna bother with Shell Smash anymore because I don't think I ever actually get to use it. And I'm gonna go Wakanda Berry. I'm just gonna accept the fact that if I end up wanting to use that, I need to not die. And I don't know if I even live it because Gorbis doesn't have a huge amount of special. I need the Focus Sash for Iron Bundle. Okay, let's try this. Same thing as before. Air Slash, Vac Wave, Eternatus, it goes for Dynamax Cannon. We go into Poison. Okay, not ideal. Nice. Accelerock, huge. Metagross. We go into Pompeii. We got Zen Headbutted because of course we did. He goes for Velveeta. This is probably gonna be Oblivion Wing or whatever. I'm gonna go into none of these are ideal. Kip. Sadly, we got Dark Hold. Not ideal. Oh, man. That is unpleasant. This is probably a reset. Okay. Not ideal. Bojack. Oh, we got Frostbite. That cuts my damage. That feels very bad. Okay. I have nothing for this now. Flinched. You hate to see it, truly. Yeah, this one's not happening. It wasn't bad until it got bad. I know that sounds like circular logic, duh, and or no shit, but I was feeling good about that one. We're gonna figure it out. Air Slash, Vac Wave, Eternatus. We go into Gazam. We go into Kip. We Earthquake. We go into Nice. Metagross. We go into Pompeii. We don't get flinched. I'm not a fan. I'm not fast enough. And if it goes Papaya, we just die. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Okay. Velveeta. Not great. Kip. Nice, didn't put me to sleep. This is probably Sucker Punch. Ice Beam, huge. Miraidon's also a problem. I need to get damage because otherwise it's just gonna kill me. Huge. Ditto copies Iron Bundle. I don't have priority moves, but I think this is okay. No, it out U-turned. Not ideal. Okay, how do I want to do this? We're gonna try Pompeii. We did it. Hell yeah. Love to see it. So, gotta say, Mono Water, definitely easier than I thought it would be. I don't know if it ended up being easier than Mono Fire, but something about that is I expected Mono Fire to be AIDS due to any of the mono types I've done where I've had weaknesses to something like ground, they've been hell, i.e. electric and poison. So Mono Fire was a lot easier than I thought. This was still difficult, but the fact that I was able to first try almost... What do you mean one shot? Like, first try Lorelei, first try Bruno, first try Agatha, all of that. Okay, Lorelei was first try. Bruno took a few. Agatha, Lance, and then Rival, I think. Lance took like 2. So to answer your question, no. But Rad Red is quite hard on a baseline. So I'm fine with that, to be honest. So yeah, definitely easier than... No, I don't think that's possible. Because the only way it's possible is if you beat a Nuzlocke and lose no Mon. And even then, Nuzlockers tend to have like a sacrifice Mon or a pivot Mon, and that they need to preserve a different one, so they throw it away. Alright, but yeah, so Legato can eat a bag of dicks, and we love that for him. And we did it with the power of friendship. Hooray. I'll pull this up because I need to collate it for my scholarly article coming out later. There we go. Alright, let's see. HQ. That's okay, I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you for doing so. Also, you're blue today. We blew through Mono Water. Bruno took like 5 tries yesterday. Lorelei was first try. Agatha was like 2 or 3 tries. Lance was first try. Rival probably took about 10 resets or so. So we're gonna let the credits play out. We're gonna start mono normal. We're also gonna look at some Pallas Cats. In the worlds of crime coverage, it's come out that the sheriff who executed the judge in his chambers, the sheriff's underage daughter's cell phone number was not saved in the judge's contacts. So that kind of takes away what the crux of it being heat of the moment, passionate, not first degree murder. And now that that's off the table, it's gonna be very hard to be like, yeah, he just was having a wild and crazy time and oopsie doopsie poopsie whoopsie, he shot the guy. All right. I was watching Lawyer You Know's video on recent Sarah Boone stuff, i.e. the alleged battered spouse, self-defense, second-degree murder. I haven't finished the video. Oh, that is understandable. Which one of your wiggly boys is it? Also, just over 13 hours. So that's the second run in a row that's been around 13 hours. Sub 13 is my record. I think the speed run for this game is 3 hours. I'm not sure. I was gonna say that in Sarah Boone news, she had her lawyer file a motion so that she could have snacks provided to her by the court throughout the whole trial. I don't know. I suspect it's gonna be denied. Ah, very nice, McCoy. I hope he's doing his best. Damn it, HQ, I'm a cat, not a doctor. Yes, motion for snacks. It's so wild and crazy. She also, she had her lawyer file a motion for professional makeovers, and it was granted, but then it was denied by corrections because safety hazards, basically. Nice. I love that for you and McCoy. I'm gonna pull up a few Pallas Cat videos now. Yeah, I had some toast when I got home, and I finished brewing my cider over the pan, so I'm sipping on that for a minute. Let me just start the new run, and then we'll pick up mono normal. All right, new game.
The mantle knows where it is at all times. It knows this.
Oh, I love this one.
Usually nabbing. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the mantle knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't, usually nabbing. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, often a cozy EV spot, it gets a snooze deviation. The whisker subsystem uses these deviations to generate gentle honks, to guide the manual from a position where it is to a position where it isn't, usually a warm nabbing spot, knowing it will end up EV.
It's not bad. Like, the highs this week have been probably 50 to 60. Allegedly, it will reach 70 next week. I'm sorry to hear, Taro, that you skipped the autumnal experience. I personally want it to be as warm as possible for as long as possible because I hate snow and how it fucks everything up. But yes, it is decidedly autumn of me to be making cider. We went to the cider mill like 2 weeks ago. We were gonna go to the pumpkin farm tomorrow, but Grandma is sick, so we're gonna try to do it next week. I'm sorry to hear, Taro, that your plants aren't doing well, especially the tomato. The meteorologist was talking about some frost watches coming up. So yeah, it's only downhill from here. But I'm a big fan of this one because it's basically the missile knows where it is at all times, but it's for Monol.
And sleepy as ever. So, the position where it is becomes the position it wasn't. And keeping its peats warm on its tail, the position it wasn't is now the position it is. If this makes the mantle EB and sleepy, it's all part of the plan. If the mantle finds itself where it wasn't supposed to be, it just curls up and nabs. The manual guidance system ensures that, whether it's EB or sleepy, the manual is always where it needs to be, even if it isn't sure where it is. The mantle knows where it is.
But yeah, big fan of that. I'm glad I found that one. Yeah, it's definitely not bad as that generic AI TikTok voice. Like when I've heard automated voiceover, it's been that one for a minute. Oh yeah, I can HQ. Hold on.
The mantle knows where it is.
All right, so I'm restarting at HQ. Hopefully it won't freeze for you anymore. My source is down to 1080p to help with those who have troublesome internet.
The mantle knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't, usually nabbing. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, often a cozy EV spot, it gets a snooze deviation. The whisker subsystem.
We also know that this is Posy because Posy has a wicker basket. He is 3 years old. He celebrated his 3rd birthday this year, I believe, at the Great Plains Zoo in Nebraska. Taro, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the lurk. Good luck dealing with your dip and dip-related tasks. I also love that. The whisker subsystem. Very adorable.
He uses these deviations to generate gentle honks, to guide the manual from a position where it is to a position where it isn't, usually a warm nabbing spot, knowing it will end up EB and sleepy as ever. So, the position where it is becomes the position it wasn't. And keeping its peats warm on its tail, the position it wasn't is now the position it is. If this makes the mantle EB and sleepy, it's all part of the plan. If the mantle finds itself where it wasn't supposed to be, it just curls up and nabs. The manual guidance system ensures that, whether it's EB or sleepy, the manual is always where it needs.
The words are subtitles that are auto-generated. I if I have the option, I always have subtitles on, because growing up I wasn't allowed to watch TV, so I would have to put TV at like 1 volume and do closed captioning. Oh, okay, so elaborate. Well, it's basically a shit post about a cat napping. The initial one was the missile knows where it is at all times because it knows where it isn't by subtracting blah blah blah. But it's basically a goof and a gaff, a good bit of fun. We love the Pallas Cat. So I'll probably do like 1 or 2 more Pallas Cat videos and then we'll go back to mono normal. Let's see. No audio, sadly. This cat is still in their winter coat. You can tell by how fluffy and low to the ground coat in relation to legs are. I'm not sure which Pallas Cat this is. I do love when they stand on their hind legs. It's super adorable, peeking over the fence like a nosy neighbor. Yeah, very tall. They can be heckin' long when they want to, which is very funny. So, HQ, have you been having a good day so far? And are you finding the stream better quality now that there isn't jarring music that you have to contend with? Ah, very good. So we will do one more. Let's see. I'm glad to hear it. And I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. And you're welcome. This is Polly at Nasu Animal Kingdom being fed. She's also gonna knock Bull off his stump because the female mono are always bullying the males, and that makes me sad. Yeah, don't worry about it. I appreciate that you're reaching out to your sister about it. Yes, yeah, the tongs. I have tongs like that in my drawer downstairs. She's very food motivated. So adorable. Yes. Yeah, exactly. I like to joke about Polly committing war crimes, and her 2 moods are basically being silly and committing war crimes. She's very food motivated. She sees everyone as food, and it's pretty funny. All right, so mono normal. I don't have to worry about what starter I pick because there are no normal starters. So I can more or less pick a starter that I think is going to be easier. I'm not sure which one it's going to be yet because on one hand, if I go Koraidon, it's fighting dragon and fighting dunks on normal. However, if I go the other one, I have to deal with Miraidon, which is the super fast electric dragon. So honestly, I think I'm going to deal with Koraidon, and I have access to a fairy normal and ghost normal, so I can more or less not really care about the fighting move, which I think is collision course. All right, so I'm gonna be a boy this time. We're gonna go with Peter. I'm thinking of Peter Tragos of Tragos Law from Lawyer You Know. It's actually kind of funny because in one of the hearings slash motions in the Sarah Boone case, I believe one of the lawyers referred to the channel as Know Your Lawyer, and it's basically Lawyer You Know's like joke alter ego that they refer to his like Bizarro channel, even in reality it was just them misspeaking. But the fact that the lawyers are having to cover that material, which is then in turn covered by a lawyer, is very funny. Let's go with Ted. That's good enough. All right, New Game Plus. No, we take minimum grind mode that has no EVs, no EVs except for one boss. IVs are maxed out. Yes. And then nothing else. We stick to default. Done. Now we want to input the codes. Auto run. Oh yeah, we can't save yet. I gotta wait until we get past that. Yeah, so it's... I believe this one is the care packages. The other one is gonna be rare candies and friendship berries. And to answer your question, it's been all right. I had therapy earlier today. I got grocery shopping done. It'll be most likely a relatively chill, if uneventful, next few days for me, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but I get very restless when I don't have something to work on. Yes, hooray for therapy. Absolutely. Not everyone can afford it. Some people have had like one bad experience and then they write it off, which it's a trauma response. I completely understand why they would be like that. I know if I wasn't covered by insurance, I would not be able to have therapy. So I'm super grateful that my insurance covers it. Okay, and then it's just... This basically fills out the dex nav, so you can just pick and choose what you want. And then the last one is easy catch, so I don't have to worry about them breaking out. So, do you live with your sister? Or do you keep in touch via the streaming? VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying the Pokemon and the Pallas Cats. Very good, all right. So yeah, it literally does not matter. Thank you. All right, so let's think about this. If I want the boss to be Koraidon, we need to pick Charmander. That way rival has Squirtle. Understood. Okay. I don't understand a program regarding executive function. So if you could elaborate, that would be great. I'm grateful you're able to live with your sister, and it sounds like you have a loving and pro-social relationship. Pretty much all my family members, it's some sort of dysfunction, which is a given. Yeah, so we're gonna go for Charmander, so rival has Koraidon in E4. All right. No. And as soon as we can get a normal Pokemon, we nix Charmander entirely, so I'm not even gonna bother naming them. All right, so let's do some scratch, some cat scratch fever. Very good. Oh yeah, we talked to the aide because we want the time changer. Pancham, 5 p.m. never. We then go to skip. I guess, but we will be ditching it shortly. Time changer, because I want to be able to see. We get our balls. Thank you. Very good. Don't care. Grabbing the map because being able to travel is useful. We are gonna change an outfit. I'm not sure which one I'm going with this time. Girl character outfits are way better. Okay. Yes, Lord willing, you are able to find a program that helps you. Yeah, absolutely. The very similar source. And hopefully you and your sister are able to work through that trauma in a healthy, effective manner rather than it being maladaptive. We did end before, so I think it's going to be Lucas. All right. Time to pull up the old... Oh, that's right. I need to get the dex nav first. I always forget. I'm so used to having basically all the things early on. Grab the rod. We're gonna save. That's fine. We nix the rare candies because money. Then after we do this, we more or less have enough money for the whole playthrough, which is great. Okay. We do it again. Save again. Don't care. Dex nav and care packages. Love to see it. That's... I'm glad that your sister has that sense, if you will. It's good that she's able to read you and so adept at reassuring you. All right, so let's take a gander at what we got. So we're gonna grab Lechonk. No. Oh yeah, I forgot. Until I have infinite repel, I can't really do dex naving properly because I need to be able to have the infinite repel to not interrupt the chain. So we probably don't use Lechonk. I have a pretty good idea of the mon I'm going to be using. All right, so let's check Knight. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That is... I love that for you and your sister. Okay. We are going to grab Meownwell because feline prowess. Persian is really strong. More than that, though, you can also get technician, which is nice. We will take the nugget. There's a lot of normal types here, so that's actually kind of nice. I may end up using Bibberol, but I'm definitely not bringing it to Elite Four. I more or less wrote down the 5 mon I'm already planning on using for E4. I'm not sure, like the last one's kind of a flex slot. hard to say. Normal is really boring. And there's not a lot of type diversity / coverage. So, as I play through this run, I'll get back to you. Do you have a favorite normal type, HQ? I'm never using Young Shoes. He looks like a fuckboy with Donald Trump's hair. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm catching it, but yeah, I'm never using that. There is a world. Oh, so like Meowth and Persian, or do you mean like Pyroar? There is a world where we use Pidgey because Mega Pidgey has no guard, so you can be Focus Blast, Hurricane, Heat Wave, and like funny fourth thing, you know. We're not gonna use Small Live, but we are gonna grab it just in case. Sure, I guess. I mean, it's going in the box in like 30 seconds, so it more or less doesn't matter. Let's see. Gonna grab Hoot Hoot. Hoot Hoot is relatively tanky. I think he can also have Compound Eye, so Hypnosis has reasonable accuracy, you know? Alright, so we're gonna get here coming up. Actually, I do need to grab that because I can get Obstagoon. Obstagoon is Dark Normal. I do have to watch out for the 4 times weakness to fighting, but outside of that, it's not too bad. It can also have, I think, Obstruct or something, which is basically a protect that also debuffs, which is kind of nice. I am very likely using this Rattata because it's the dark one. So we're going to name him Rathiu. Ratilda if it's a girl. Ratilda. All right. And I've done it enough that I know Ratilda fits, so I don't have to worry about like abbreviating it or anything. Very good. All right, we gotta get rid of Charmander now, which is fine. We also have 2 more sources of Pokemon. Bye. We're gonna save, and then it's gonna be random 6. Which will give you 6 random Pokemon. And then we'll do normal for 6 normal type. Huh. I love that you had an experience with Little Pumpkin and it worked out to your favor. Perhaps it's similar to how I really like the natural flavored grape, but I fucking hate artificial grape. Just, you know, the inverse, right? So, we're gonna save again. There are no normal Sevian Mons, so I don't have to worry about that code. We're gonna go normal, and I'm gonna reset until I get a halfway decent normal type. Yeah, I agree, especially with prices going through the roof. Back in the day when mini apple pie was 99 cents, I felt like it was a decent grab, but everything just costs so much these days. Okay. None of those are exciting, so we're gonna be resetting a few times. The closest one to exciting was Oranguru and Heliolisk. All right, let's see. Something like a Cyclizar or a Hisui and Zoroark would be very pog. Okay, Cast Form, Mousehold. Honestly, getting a Drampa this early is kind of nice. I will think about it. Cast form is interesting insofar that it changes weather, but I don't think it doesn't change if there's no active weather. So that's actually kind of disappointing. I'm gonna see what form, what ability Drampa had. Let's see. Tandem Mouse isn't bad. Indeedee is actually quite nice because it can have competitive. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It takes me back in the day to when gas was like 99 cents a gallon. So Berserk isn't bad, but I don't love it. I think I am probably gonna reset again because I can get almost all of those with the exception of Drampa pretty quickly. I also bought stuff to make soup in the crock pot this week. That'll be a good bit of fun. I like to have it every so often. That way I don't get tired of it, you know? Okay, that's a winner. I already have a Kangaskhan. That's huge. So I think I am absolutely going to be doing that. Let's see what we got. So Komala, Oranguru, Porygon. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're going to take that. And then we also had a Squovet, which is a fat squirrel. All right, so let's save now so I'm not tempted to try to redo it. Then we'll do random 6 a few times. There's over 1,000 Pokemon, so there's a way lower chance of getting a normal type from random 6, but I still like to do it. And you can only do these on New Game Plus, so beating the game at least once is huge. Okay. I'll redo like 1 or 2 more of these. Maybe we get a bussin' normal type. That would be very, very pog. Ah, burp. Taro, have you been playing mechs? Are you having fun with that? Also, are you excited for Mech Warrior 5 Clans? Or are you gonna wait like I am? Technically a normal type, but I already have it, so I'm not gonna bother. Alright. So, are you basically done with MWO for a while? Because I presume you were playing for comp, and obviously I haven't been playing MWO, so I'm out of it. And yeah, I'm gonna probably wait like 2 or 3 years to pick up Mech Warrior 5 Clans. I don't think they'll make all the same mistakes, but they'll probably make some of the same mistakes, and then they'll make a whole bunch of new ones. And yeah, valid point. I totally forgot that you have a dinosaur for a computer. I apologize. Nah. This is the last one I think we'll try. Yeah. Free can be good. I do not disagree. Okay, getting Swablu, that's actually not bad. Obviously, I can't evolve it into Altaria, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, I completely understand that. I am very much checked out of MWO, and hopefully I don't get kicked from the server anytime soon. Obviously, not the MWO one, but Grimmex. Alright, so yeah, we can ditch you because you're not real. We're gonna also ditch all the non-normal types. Okay, 1 gone. 2 gone. Let's see if this one has the other ability. Okay, so yeah, I can absolutely use Swablu because it's normal flying until it evolves. Okay, so let's see if the other Pidgey has a different ability. Okay, Frisk. It's the same. Okay, that's fine then. So let's see how we're gonna do this team. I have no interest in using Bacon Boy. Meowth. Technician this early is huge. Not to my knowledge, Taro. Store. All right, so what do we know that Falconer is coming up. I think we're gonna grab Kangaskhan. We're gonna grab Ratilda. We're gonna grab Porygon. And Oranguru. Having a beef. Wait. Is it only psych? Yeah, it's normal psycho. Okay, that's fine then. Yes, that is absolutely correct. And I know several people who don't like Meownwell have blocked me, which isn't a big deal. It's preferable to the other thing. Water coverage isn't terrible, so I think I actually will grab the Bidoof. Because when it evolves, it becomes Bibarel with water normal. We don't have access to Move Relearner, so I don't want to get them at level cap. Thank you. Set it to day because I like to see. Black Wise Glasses, so I do more damage. We get our Pokevile, which is basically the Estus Flash from Dark Souls. Let's see if we have anything good here. Staraptor, actually huge because it can have Intimidate and it can learn Close Combat. But until I have the Infinite Repel, it's mildly painful to try to do Dex Nabbing. Yeah, I mean, it happens. People are allowed to be wrong on the internet, you know? We're also gonna grab Lillipup because Herdier can, I believe, have Intimidate. It can also have Moxie. Yumi, thank you for the lurk. We beat Mono Water and we're starting Mono Normal. I'm gonna check out your stream later tonight. Good job beating Resident Evil 2 as Claire. Okay. Okay, there's nothing else here. We can move on. It'll be easier once we have the Infinite Repel. Litleo is very useful because it's the only normal fire type in the game. So right off the jump, he's coming into E4. No. I think I need a Litleo with a hidden ability because I remember needing to get one in Mono Fire. Yes, adaptability is huge. It basically doubles the same type attack bonus, which is very huge, very powerful. Sentret, I suppose. All right, very good. Also, if anyone wants to name Pokemon, Give me the name suggestion and the mon in chat. Or just the name if you don't care which Pokemon gets it. I don't think there's actually any normal bug. But Pikachu, in this, when it evolves into Raichu, it's normal electric. So you have access to Fake Out, which is huge. So we'll absolutely be using Raichu once I can get it evolved. Alright. Yeah, there's none. Alright, we're gonna get their levels up real quick. That way I can actually fight. For now. Okay. 85 accuracy. Disappointing. Porygon will be clutch. Trick Room, P2, Eviolite, extremely powerful. Download also increases its damage. Hell yeah. Bibarel, very powerful. I've seen meme videos where they take Bibarel to E4 and it's basically baton pass shenanigans. Bibarel becomes extremely powerful. Also, having a Rangaroo with Taunt is huge because there's a fight coming up that's absolute BS if you can't stop the stalling. And being able to shut that down is very powerful. Alright. So that's big. And in fact, I'm gonna name him myself. I'm trying to think of the ape from the OG Planet of the Apes that mostly had orange hair. Let me figure it out. Cornelius. Yes. So, Oranguru is Cornelius. That's fine. I had to make sure. Alright. Oh, I need to make sure I'm actually spelling it right, though. That would be awkward if I didn't get it right. Minor spelling mistake online. Instantly destroyed. Oh, it's not Cornelius. It's, I forget what his name is. Oh, it's, Honorius, the deputy minister of justice, so that actually works. All right. Need to make sure to give him the right honorific. It doesn't look right, but it's good enough. Don't care. Yoink. No. Alright, so we're gonna Fake Out. Technician. Boosting moves like Fake Out super early. It's extremely powerful. Nice. Thank you. Love it. Oh no. Oh, did I never actually finish Rotilda? That's awkward. Alright. Rare candy. We do like Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang and Super Fang are very powerful early on. Of course, the 90 accuracy of Super Fang sucks. So unless I'm fighting a fighting mon for Chipotle Berry, it'll very likely be Wide Lens instead. I'm gonna keep Pursuit over Focus Energy. That way I have 2 answers for different occasions. All right. We want to lead with Honorius. Give him a Oranberry. Save. It's this fight. They basically stall with like Yawn Wish Protect shenanigans. So being able to prevent that from happening is very, very pog. Also, the Psychic destroys fighting. All right. Nice, we got the confusion. Taunt. Easiest last and fight ever. I'm stoked I got Honorius for this. We turn on Infinite Repel. Then we can go back and get an Adaptability Litleo. I don't think there's any normal up here, but I still want to check. Okay. Elaborate, Taro. Will-o-the-wisp is cringe. Eat your berry. Eel. All right, let's see. So on one hand, Slack King is quite good, but if it's not in a randomizer, it's Truant, and Truant is garbage because it makes you skip every other turn. So I'm gonna grab it, but we probably never do it. All right. I mean, yeah, I don't know. When I think about monotypes, there's typically, you can do the monotype. There's monotype no subs, which means only water, no secondary typing. I, for example, have done mono electric and mono psychic no subs. Significantly harder because you quickly run out of mons that you'd be able to use. So I'm sure someone has done only this combination of typing, but I've not heard of it, to answer your question. Hopefully that helps. All right. Where was it? Was here, I think, right? Let's see. So yeah, we want an Adaptability Litleo. It'll do major damage. So we'll be here for a minute. I suspect some have enough. I suspect quite a few do not. Like, so to take your water electric, for example. Lantern, water electric. Surfing Pikachu, water electric. Washer Rotom, water electric. Pincurchin, water electric. So maybe there's 2 more, but those are the only ones that come to mind for water electric. The only thing we care about is getting one with adaptability because we'll be doing major damage. We don't really care about the other one, you know? Now, if it was like, say, mono grass, I would care more about getting a Lotad with the right egg move, i.e. Giga Drain, compared to getting one with the right hidden ability, you know? Alright. Fire Spin's neat, but 85 accuracy is giga cringe. Anything less than 100 accuracy is very cringe. We are also gonna eel. We're eeling. Eel, 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 eel. And speaking of eels, Eel Electros is a mono electric, no secondary typing, and it has levitate. So it's a very solid, albeit slow electric type. The Unnerve ability that Litleo can have isn't terrible due to the propensity of Pokemon this early on to be using berries. However, adaptability does more damage, which is why we care about it. Finally got one. I'm gonna name this one. Let's see what we think. Well, it's a girl, so that kind of complicates my nicknames. So I guess we'll go... Priscilla. There you go. All right, now we can make our way to Pewter and punch Faulkner in the teeth. Thank you. I don't think there's any normal types here. We'll check up here now. We already have the fishing rod as well, but I don't think there's many normal water types outside of Bibarel. All right, it's looking like a bunch of nothing. Yep, all right, that's fine then. So we go back to time of day. We know they lead with a Rufflet. So it's very likely gonna be me nixing the Bibarel for Pikachu, but I'm probably gonna not use it until it absolutely is evolved. Okay. Thank you for stopping on by with your cat HQ. I appreciate the lurk. I'm gonna check in on you and your sister through the remainder of this week to see when you're streaming. I hope you sleep well and take care. Also, thank you again for the shout out and encouraging your friends to follow me. Okay, let's see. So... I'm gonna use Priscilla for the adaptability. Gotcha. All right, yeah, that makes complete sense. And take care. All right, go team. I think that'll be fine. We will lead with... We are gonna lead with Meowth because fake out. And I'm glad we have a dark typing because Flittle is speed boost, Calm Mind, Psybeam. So having a dark type will shut that shit down. Alright, so right off the jump, we fake out. We Fury Swipes. Eat your berry. That makes sense. Honestly, a natural 5. Very pog. Gonna go for it again. That's fine. Eat your berry. Not ideal. Of course. It's okay, we can stall it out. Roost only has 10 PP. Haha! It probably wants to Calm Mind. We're gonna go Bite. Owie. It's fine though. This is what Rotilda's for. Oh! Very nice. Now we're gonna get ready to take on Brock. Leads with an Aeolian Geodude, so it's gonna be Ground and Electric. I think I can make it work as is. And I'm just gonna change natures to be the most suitable possible, rather than items. Oh, I got Hustle. So on one hand, Hustle is good because big power. On the other hand, low accuracy. So we will absolutely not want to have Hustle when we get a chance. In fact, now that I know that Rotilda has Hustle, we're actually going to swap her out. I don't want to afford... This early on, I can't really afford to miss. Gonna grab Bibarel because Aqua Jet. Very powerful. Priority move. And Stab because water. We'll go Adamant. We'll go... interesting. I think we'll stick to that. We'll go Modest. Actually, since we don't really have many specials, we're gonna go neutral. And then Honorius is gonna be Modest. Good, 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 good. All right, let's get it. I don't want to be holding items because Archon has Pluck and he'll steal your berry. It's berry cringe. We run to the side so we don't have to fight the wannabe gym leader. We save. Get him, Tiger. Meow. Only 2. You hate to see it. Okay. So we're gonna go in on Porygon. I think I'm gonna be outsped. Aqua Jet. I'm not sure what this is gonna be. It might be a bulldoze. It might be toxic. It was toxic. Okay. Nice. Now we have Archon, which is based on the Archaeopteryx from real life lore. Very cool Pokemon. Kangaskhan. Fake out. Bite. 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 Nicely done. All right. Hell yeah. So now we have access to higher level cap. Gonna eel. All right, let's see what we have. I still don't have access to move relearner, so I'm not overriding stuff just yet. As much as I like rollout, the fact that it locks you in. Honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't watched Tier Zoo in a minute, and by a minute, probably at least 5 years. But I suspect the Archaeopteryx was probably up there. I mean, it was so powerful in Pokemon, they had to give it an ability called Defeatist, that when it's under 50% HP, its stats drop. Just so we have some utility. Double hit's not bad. I think I'll do that over Leer. Not gonna bother with Rage. Takedown's pretty good. I'm definitely gonna grab that over Noble Roar. Having a nuke that does self-damage, it definitely is not gonna be my only attack. Okay, Porygon, let's go. Recover. No Screech, has low accuracy. Headbutt is not boosted by Technician, so we're not gonna bother. Alright, let's see what we get. I don't think there's many normal up ahead, so we may not be picking up many, if any. I wouldn't be able to use Fletchling because I would have to give it an Everstone and I wouldn't be able to evolve it. I am going to grab Spearow. I am going to be bringing Wigglytuff to E4 because to my recollection, it is the only normal fairy that doesn't require a Megastone to be fairy. Bruh. Why are you like this? There we go. And then we absolutely want a Bunnery because that's fighting normal. I can be fighting normal without the Megastone, but it's a huge stat increase when it goes from Lopunny to Mega Lopunny. Yes. We're gonna go with Hopsy. I think if it was a girl rabbit, it'd be either Flopsy or Mopsy. I could also go with Peter because Peter Cottontail. We are also grabbing Shroodle because it's the only normal poison type in the game. And it can have Prankster, which means it'll be able to taunt faster than anything else that doesn't have priority blocking via Dazzle, Armored Tail, or Queenly Majesty. but I don't have access to dream patches. So if I want one, it has to be hidden ability prankster, which means it's gonna take a minute. And honestly, it's not a big deal because I'll get value out of that more or less throughout like the whole playthrough. I probably won't bring it to E4 though, because in Mono Poison I used Shroodle, well, its evolved form, Grafai, and I try to avoid having repeats if possible. It's not a hard and fast rule, mind you. Some people I watch, like Galvanix, he's an Aussie streamer. He allows no repeats in his Hall of Fame. And then, yeah, the only thing we care about on it is Prankster. Eel. Unburden isn't bad. After your item's used up, you have double speed. So that's very powerful. But being able to be like, oh, you want to set up? Oh, I'm not going to let you. It's very handy. Whether it be like Stealth Rocks, whether it be speed boost shenanigans with Swords Dance, whether it be like Substitute. It actually hits pretty hard too, but it's a glass cannon. You'll see the stat distribution is more or less oops all speed and oops all attack. But it's also a stage 2 Pokemon rather than a 3-form one. So even with a decent amount of attack and speed, it's not amazing. And because it is normal, it's not going to be super effective against anything. The poison touch is annoying. I think this will be the last normal mon I need to get for a minute, which means we can get to Mount Moon before we wrap up. I'm just gonna put someone else in lead, I think, so I don't have to keep eeling. And I'm already going to be using Kangaskhan for Giovanni's Kangaskhan. I'm going to go speed up nature so I'm faster. That being said, I won't be able to Mega, so I may have to use someone else entirely now that I think about it. Bruh. Give me Prankster. I want to be Dennis the Menace, you know? Squeaky Wheel gets the grease, so I'm hoping by whinging, the universe will acquiesce. Hell yeah. And Cross Poison. Cross Poison is big. It's 70 with high crit ratio. And I only know one graffiti artist. Banksy. Hopefully they haven't done anything problematic so I don't get canceled. We're gonna make it daytime. I like to be able to see. Fake out. Once we have access to things like PP up or PP max, yeah, I can do that. I don't understand the joke. Would you be kind enough to explain it to me, Taro? Okay, that's fine. I will absolutely do that. Though if it's the song, If it's the song I think it is, it's actually spelled Moscau, and it's a Rammstein song. Yeah, KAU, thank you. So I will actually do that. Oh, okay. Interesting. I was unaware. See, the problem with listening to music I've already listened to, it makes it hard to find any new music. All right, so nope, nothing else here. Thank you, Taro. After the stream, I'll check it out. I appreciate you reaching out to do that. And I watched a good bit of the body cam video you linked yesterday. I do love how she just kept... No, I had someone who burned me a bunch of music, and Rammstein did put out a song called Moscow. So... I'm willing to put a toy gun to my head on stream and say it is that, insofar as I know I'm referring to Moscow. I'm not saying your one is Rammstein, though. Oh, thank you. I love that for us. All right. We're probably not using it, but I am going to grab P-Dove. There's many normal flyers, and they're not amazing. Mainly because they suffer from poor base stats. I am gonna grab Tandemau though. It has some pretty nutty abilities later on. Like Population Bomb, where it can hit from like 2 to 12 times. Major damage, you know? And I already know what I'm naming him. I'm naming it Stuart after Stuart Little. And not Stewie, because then I'll think of that stupid baby from Family Guy. Yes, Moscow. It's a good bit of fun. It's fun for the whole family, in fact. This is gonna be Mr. Kitty, even though I'm realistically never using Glamau, because Perugly is heinous looking. All right. We are going to save. I'm gonna see what's in Mount Moon, and then we're gonna go wrap up with a Pallas Cat video and find someone to raid. What do we see in here? Yes, man. Oh yeah, the Dunsparce. Weird single stage Pokemon, quite slow, but is bulky and can do major damage. All right. Beep. Fake out. Oh no, you're dead. Lamau. Yoink. There's only one name for teddy bears. It's Baloo from the Jungle Book. Let's check day. I know there is some variation. All right. Yoink. I don't think there's anything here. Maybe. Let's see. There is not. Okay, that's fine. That makes my job easier. I think there is something here. Let's check. Oh yeah, Citadel. Citadel again. And Magna Zone. Or Mango Zone. Woolio is actually very pog because it's gonna have fur coat, so it takes half damage. It's not very sheepish about how tanky it is. Ah, oh no. Fake out. When I think of bullet punch, the steel priority move, I like to think that each of the fingers are bullets, and it makes a bullet fist. Kind of like Bullet Bill or whatever from Pokemon. And by Pokemon, I mean Mario, because I'm stupid. Fake out, double hit, double hit. We're gonna get right up to the admin fight. And by admin fight, I mean the fossil double battle. So on Monday, we start at fossil double battle. VOD friends, lurkers, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thank you people such as HQ and Taro who kept me company and chatted while we enjoyed Monel being eepy and sleepy, and Yumi for stopping by to give the channel a fat lurk. I hope you have a good rest of your week. We are going to cover 1 or 2 more Pallas Cats, then we're gonna find someone to raid. Save. Honestly, not bad progress. At this point, I really expected that I would still be fighting the Elite Four. So it's very pog. All right. This is Babby Dunsey being tickled by her zookeeper, by a zookeeper. It's gonna take a minute because buffering. Thank you very much. I love how large the Pete's are in relation to his face. He's such a silly boy, but he's also the God Emperor. Oh, to pet a kitten and have it not murder you. Yeah, Meownwell are absolutely adorable. Truly. And then we did this one yesterday. This is Dunsey all grown up. There we go. I love the slow blinks. He's super adorable. Yes, I absolutely agree, Taro. And it is a damn shame that even the better zoos are not great when it comes to animals. And if it weren't for the Monel having such a weak immune system and not thriving in the wild, I would probably be against them being in zoos entirely. I'm super grateful that you have places like that one zoo in, I think, up in the Nordic countries that raised like literally 30,000 euro in one night to help with the conservation of Meownwell in China. Nepal and Mongolia. I love that Norden Zark did a charity stream where they were able to meet all their goals for I think like 2,500 euro. And that will involve sending one of the 2 surviving Monol to another country. Ideally China, because if you look at the family tree for Monol in China, it's basically a family circle. And we don't need Habsburg Qin Monol, you know? We'll watch like 2 more videos of Monol. This is very likely more Chinese zoo. I'm not familiar. It might be Diane Yang, the sister of Dunzi. I am not sure. So pretty. Love those whiskers. Doing them lem. Also, the whiskers are massive in proportion to their face. I think this actually is Dan Yang. I have not memorized many. There's some I can put together by like context clues versus having seen their faces and such. Dents in the face, markings on the head, what their feet look like. So to sum it up, I have not memorized enough. And then this is L climbing with his climbing buddy, which is a raccoon. Once it's done, you know, being buffer and such. All right, let's go. I am a big fan of Spider-Man Wool, which that's what L is doing right now. Oh, this one doesn't show the raccoon. I'm gonna see if I can find the one with the raccoon. All right. So I may not have the raccoon one. I'll double check. I could have sworn I had it. Actually, we'll go with this one. It's, I mean, yeah, they're very round. They have the stripy long tails. We can actually go with, I think, this one, because it's rare Russian Monol meme, and there's not enough of those, especially now that Discord has been shut down by Russia. And even if you, Lamau, just use a VPN, VPN tend to operate with the government's consent. My example is I used to have a friend who played Path of Exile while living in mainland China, and they constantly had to change VPNs because they would keep getting shut down. She's so lucky being able to pet those 3 Monol. They're so chill for being wild animals pet by a human. And there's 3 of them. The amber eyes are also nice. It reminds me of Nar with his amber eyes. We'll let it go one last time. Yes, I don't think it was ever agreed upon what a group of Pallas or a group of Meownwell were gonna be. Pile of Pallas is fine. You could have done like a mayhem of Pallas, or well, a mayhem of Meownwell. You could do a cluster because you know they're like rock formations. There's all sorts of things it could have been, you know. So we're gonna find someone to raid now. Want to spread the love and all that stuff. Okay. Let's take a gander. Very important. Who do we want to gander at is the real question. This person is suffering through Rad Red. That's not terrible. Let's go with that then. All right. So I did find someone to raid. I will. I hope everyone has a good rest of their Wednesday through weekend. Stay safe. Make good choices in life. And I will see you all on Monday. I stream every Monday to Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Radical Red, crime coverage, Pallas Cats. We're gonna get in some crime coverage on Meow Day. Hopefully we'll have more info on Sarah Boone, like the jury finally being selected. We'll have more info on the judge shooting. Judge being shot by the sheriff in Kentucky. Yeah, I'm sorry, Taro. It is already Wednesday. In fact, it is almost Thursday. All right, so we're gonna shoot them a raid now. I'm gonna make sure they're actually still active. I don't want to raid someone who just went offline, as is tradition. So, all right. Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching. VOD friends and lurkers especially, as you consistently show up, even though you choose not to chat.